Well, it is Saturday, and I thought we'd have a decent week, and we did. You know, I think a little inclement weather on Thursday, late afternoon into the evening, kind of cost us a little bit. And obviously the mud yesterday cost us a little bit also, but for the most part, I think we had a decent week, didn't we? Monday, we had an outside post with gas. Looks like money was in the open, not much you can do there. George of the Jungle raced as well as he could to be third. Vehement raced well also, being short to be third. Very happy with the way that horse is progressing also. Wednesday, we had a great day. Pickpocket jogged in the Meadows. Now, I talked in my Saturday video about selling Pickpocket, putting him up for sale. And I'm always trying to explain and allow everybody to understand my mindset, our mindset as we move forward, and how we are looking to acquire, disperse, sell some of our horses. We did sell Tactical Mounts this week. We sold Punch the Clock weeks ago. We sold Princess Dream the week before that. We did this. One, the horses had not panned out in 2 cases. The horses didn't pan out how we want. In the other case, Tactical Mounts just came to a point in her career where she was worth way more as a broodmare and had nothing else to really prove, right? It was one of those cases where she had more to lose than gain, I believe is the way I put it. So when it comes to the upcoming sale, let's see, Saturday 23rd, 24th, 25th, 26th, around the 2nd of December. Yes, the 2nd of December, I believe, is when it'll be. I think it makes all the sense in the world to move some of these horses out. No, we can't acquire what we want and then decide to move, right? There always has to be a way of doing things. And, you know, I know over the last few years I've been faced with some pushback from some of our clients. And it's my job to try to explain why we move the horses when we do and why we do. I know for some people it's like, Anthony, you've already said this a million times. I get it, but not everybody understands the playing field of horse racing, right? Not everybody understands that this time of year our horses aren't getting in all the time. That when there's a closure at Yonkers for 2 weeks at Christmas, that floods the boxes in the surrounding area. They don't understand.
Dad,
yeah.
Did we had a flood before?
No, I don't think so. We didn't. Well, we were lucky. It's the best reason. There was lots of people out there that went through it. And then they don't understand that in Southern Ohio, it's Ohio owned. It's the same reason Vehement hasn't get in at the Meadows. Pennsylvania owned or sired first. Well, in Southern Ohio and Dayton, especially this time of year when Indiana closes, people start shoving down towards Dayton that it's Ohio owned or bred first and foremost. So it is problematic sometimes to get the horses in. It's nice to have it's a noisy truck. It's nice to have a really nice horse, but it's very, very important that we can race those horses in a consistent, competitive manner. We've talked about this at Mohawk, where our horse has been up and down, you know, the patching classes together, and that happens. There's not much you can do about it. Trying your best to stay ahead of the curve is the best we can do. We know the non-winners of 1 up to 7 at Northfield. We know what types of horses are in there. We know they get in for the most part every single week. Those are the types of horses we're always on the lookout for. Non-winners of 7 to 10. We usually look to the Meadows or to Dayton. Our top horses, you'll likely see Time Is On My Side start at the Meadows, and then in the new year make his way to Yonkers. Arson, I don't know. Is Arson going to go to Mohawk? I can send him to Ontario if I was confident that he would get in every week in a competitive way. But if every 2 weeks the class he should be in doesn't fill, and we end up with putting him in the open against 6 and 7 year olds, then no, I don't have much interest in doing that. Having said that, that's what may very well happen in every jurisdiction. Wouldn't it be nice if every jurisdiction worked together and they said, okay, we have 21 open 3-year-olds turning 4 available. You know, we're going to race a class at Dayton, we're going to race a class at Mohawk, maybe move them around. But every jurisdiction is so protective of their entry box that what happens is you've 3 here, 4 there, 5 over there, and they get mixed in with non-winners, and then the non-winners horse chews them up, and then The guy who owns him sells the horse, and that jurisdiction never sees the horse again. We've done it ourselves a number of times. In this isn't me saying anything about Mohawk. This is everywhere, right? Everywhere we've done this. So I really wish that the industry would take a step back and look at the big picture. And that really, if they could look at every department in horse racing through a big picture lens, I think the entire industry would be much better off. Whether it be us with fractional ownership, or just the way we generally write and fill our classes in every place in North America. It's just poorly done. Poorly done. So we're left trying to be ahead of that wave, right? What's going to happen with Yonkers when it closed down for 2 weeks? Where are those horses going to race? How's that going to impact our ability to race on the East Coast if we have any horses in? How does Indiana closing all those horses, flooding Dayton, how does that impact our ability to race there? Are there classes for our horses at Mohawk that are going to fill every week consistently? These are questions I have to answer to myself every night before I go to bed and every morning when I wake up, and then decide which horses are not maybe on the ship moving forward. I can tell you that Brace for Landing and Pickpocket are two horses that will be up for sale in the next sale. You know, La Dorian, Marching Forth, Love and Affection are those horses that we keep. There are always short-term horses with long-term potential. If they come forward in a big way, obviously we keep them around for quite a while. If they don't, maximize their ability to earn and win races right now, and then move them on to other jurisdictions where other people can do the same thing. I don't know what classes fill full-time at Dover. So, I would much rather sell our horses than, you know, we did that before. We sent horses down to Dover. It worked well a couple of times, and a couple other times it did not, where the horses' classes just didn't get in. They patchworked the classes again. But my concern with sending down to Dover is, now it's Dover or Philly, right? There's not a ton of places if you don't get in there. So I'm just left looking at what is the path of least resistance for the stable for us and our horses moving forward. Of course, we have a ton of 2-year-olds that are now training back. They're beginning to arrive, or they have arrived. They're getting ready or are almost ready in Ontario. Arson is back now in the barn at Northfield. It won't be long before those horses that were racing in Lexington and Corbin have come back in. We have a truckload of horses coming on Monday in from Schaefer Farms. We have to have a place to race all those horses also. Now, although those horses are not in any way connected to the classes that Pickpocket is racing in, or other horses are. So this is where I'm always trying to do what's best for everybody, including the horses moving forward. It's difficult, right? It's never easy. There's no just, enter the horse and don't worry, he'll get in and everything will be great. It doesn't work that way. So continuing on, Pickpocket Race Good. Lovers Play had the outside, and Tyler did the best he could. Outside in the mud, not very favorable for anybody, including Lovers Play. Denali Dio, we bought this horse from Harrisburg. Steve had bought this horse and went to race him the other night. He was sick, so we had to scratch him. He'll race next week. What else do we have here? And then we got to Thursday. I was super hopeful about Thursday, and it ended up starting out great. Yo Mister second, beat a length. Could have raced better, but raced pretty good, and that was no horse dropping out of the open that beat him. Ready for Landing. And again, there's another thing. Is there going to be a spot for Yo Mister to race full-time? All I need to see is him be competitive in an open for us to say, well, I don't mind. You know, he's going to be 1, 2, 3. If he happens to fall on tough times, draws the outside a couple of starts. After that, he gets a drop down, and there's an hours of 12,000 for him. Yeah.
Starbucks is right there.
That Starbucks is, because I told you this the other day. This is Macedonia, right? We went to the Starbucks in. What town is that? Think. What town did we go to the Starbucks in before we came here? We stay there right now. Sacedonia, no. Brunswick, you don't know.
Yeah, but there was no S on it.
Why is there an S on what, sweetie?
The cup. It said Macedonia.
No, it says Starbucks, you don't know. Sound it out. You know how to read. You're working on it
No,
now.
I don't. It's the S.
Sound that word out. No, T, star.
No, Dad.
What?
There's 2 S's. I'm not reading that.
There's two S's. You're not participating in this contest. No, you don't know. So Yo Mister, again, I think he's all right for the time being. I think his first start was great. Second start was okay, and he doesn't do his best work on the front.
What's that sound?
It's the windshield wipers. He doesn't do his best work on the front anyway. Ready for Landing, another horse making his way up the classes. I don't know what to think about him, and there's no need to sell him right now. If it turns out that non-winner's a 5 up to non-winner's a 10 is a little deep for him, then of course we can explore that. But off that mile the other day and the improvements he's made, it would be haphazard, I think, and short-sighted to go ahead and sell him right now. I think he's done enough and proven enough, or at least it leaves me with the belief there could be a better horse in there. In fact, there could be a better horse brewing right now in there. I don't know. We'll find out together over the next few weeks. Spitfire Overseas raced well again. He'll continue to race well. As thought, Stacy said his feet were bothering him a little bit. They're going to work on his feet this week, which is good. What else do we got here? Save America raced amazing. The Open went 51-1 now. To be fair, it was later in the card, and the weather had already taken a bite out of the track.
Dad, Mom poking the same spot.
I don't know, but Save it.
Why does she?
I don't know. Save America raced grade 50-3 and looked extremely commanding in doing it. Very, very impressed with him this week. And then the day kind of fell apart a little bit after that, right? Tenacious made that break. We talked about that. Patrick DePrano with flip-flops on in the snow and the mud. Rock Shining Star lost a shoe on the same track. Greatest ending, again, bar shoes on. Yes?
Where's the Y inside mean? I saw it. It was like with a square and there's a Y and then...
Oh, it said yield?
Said up.
It said yield. You got to yield.
Yield.
We'll talk about that. That's a tricky word. And then Admiral Dio. Yield with a Y. Yield.
Like
Not really the same. We'll talk about it. Yeesh. And Admiral Dio raced well also. Then yesterday, we went over yesterday. Kind of an inclement day, but I thought some of the horses could have raced a little bit better. Marching Fourth, I don't think you're going to see him run down a 56 horse in the mud anytime soon, but he raced pretty good. La Dorienne probably should have won, but raced okay. Insider trading, I'd said in my Saturday video that, the thing about insider trading that bothers me is maybe unfair. For whatever reason, she hasn't come back the way we wanted her to. She was a Sire Stake filly at 2. That was light years from a Stallion Series filly at 3. And that's frustrating. But at the same time, one of those situations where I think she'll still bring very good money in the sale in December. This is JL Cruz Sister by Green Shoe. 3-point Blue Chip race good. Race for Landing race good. As did Drebin. Now tonight, Saturday, we get Ali Scott Grit. This is his last start, and one of our clients had said, I was talking in my other video also, one of our clients had said, Anthony, I know you're worried about whether you sell Ali Scott Grit or not. Why don't you just price him, put him in the sale? If he brings what you want, sell him. If he doesn't, that's that. I think that's probably a good idea. The easiest path, the voice of reason, as I like to say, was prevalent. The easiest path is usually the best one. Can I help you?
What's that dog sign mean? There's a dog sign.
I don't know what that dog sign means. And then Tech Song Soprano races tonight also. It's been a great week. It's been a great week. It continues to be a great week for us here at the barn. The weather has been horrible all week long, but we have all persevered. I'm getting to the barn right now. I know Jason just called me. I'm wondering what he's up to. But we'll get that all squared away real soon. So, with that, not much more to talk about in the opening. I guess that's not true. We have, of course that's not true, actually. We have the sale coming up next week. I'm thinking Tuesday to Friday will be our sale. What's going on here? Where's this person at? Tuesday to Friday will be our sale, our Black Friday week sale. That's a great question. That person gets to go because that person works at the casino and they had a key fob. We have to wait for somebody to come and let us in, which is not taking place right now. I have no idea where they're at. Maybe they had to go to the bathroom. I don't know.
How did Mom get in?
Mom's been here for a long time, but that's a good question. Tuesday to Friday, I think it'll be a combination of two things, and I appreciate the emails.
Looks like that man has to wait.
I got tons and tons and tons of emails from people all week long talking about the sale.
He has to go?
What is this? There's a lady there. What is this lady doing?
Hey!
I think she's on the phone. So the sale this week will be.
Boy.
No, it was a girl. That'll be.
Then how did she have a mustache?
I don't know. I don't know.
That's the funniest.
You're
question
crazy.
ever.
You know that. So the sale this week will be Tuesday to Friday, our Black Friday week sale. We are going to give everybody the ability to bundle the bundle Ruski, bundle the shares together for the homebreds. I got to talk to Wendy today about pricing them. I got to talk to all our partners also that own them. Now the shares of the private, the shares of the in-house horses, the homebreds that will go up for sale. We are going to reduce them all to $250 per share. Now, if you buy 5, we're going to give you a share of a horse. Now, I had proposed I'm Fancy Like, but she more than likely is going to be claimed. She's more than likely going to be claimed on Sunday evening, so we'll have to have a replacement horse. I'll bring that to you if it is necessitated. You buy 10 shares, you get a share of Patrick the Piranha, and if you buy 15 shares, you can get a share of Yo Mister. Now, if you'd rather have a rebate or a discount, or a rebate for your invoices, then I'd be happy to do that too. Yes, honey.
Should I go get my earmuffs in Mom's hall?
Well, you don't need your earmuffs. You got a nice warm hat on. Just give me 1 second. We're all
Can I go see baby cats?
okay. You can go see the baby cats. Look both ways. There's horses there. Okay.
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 I want to hear a horsey coming right
Yeah,
now.
I hear a horsey coming too. That's one of our horsies.
Oh, it is?
That's my Wicked Heart.
Oh,
Close the door.
alright.
She's quite the girl. So that'll be the sale on for the babies all next week. Those horses are all priced higher than that, and a couple of them quite a bit higher than that as we head into the winter and the spring, and fairly put. And then on Friday, any of the horses of race that are racehorse age 2 or up that we have left on the board that I'm not planning. There's no point in putting Allie's Got Grit or What a Lady, What a Night, or My Wicked Heart up for sale because those horses may possibly be leaving us. But the other horses, Trevino on Green, Fire and Shine, etc., etc., those horses will be. Now I can look. Actually, now that I say etc., etc., I will tell you which ones I'm thinking of. Those shares will all be reduced on Friday, and for Friday only. Don't message me on Saturday and say, can I get the same price? The answer is no. That's kind of how the sale works. Or on Thursday, it's not going to work that way. The horses I'm thinking of are Never Lose Felix, Trevino on Green, Fire and Shine, and Southwind Idex. All those horses are training down. Never Lose Felix has been in 218 in Ontario. Trevino on Green, I'm going to start training harder here. We were just getting his shoes changed. All these horses I have the intent of racing. Obviously, Fire and Shine won her last 2 races as a 2-year-old. I suspect those shares will move quite quickly. And Southwind Idex, also a horse that's training down much better in Ontario. I just expected a lot more too. Still expect a lot as 3-year-olds. But first and foremost, they are what they are. They are what they are, and we're going to move them on. The shares on. So that's the plan for next week. Obviously, we'll have a sale of our own. The next preferred sale will have maybe 5, 6, or even 7 horses on the sales block for that December the 2nd sale from Preferred. And after that, and during that time, we'll also continue to try to acquire horses. We did buy one last week. I do apologize. I felt bad. I thought when we were buying horses last week that I would buy 3, maybe 4. and instead we ended up buying one, and all the shares were all spoken for. As we bought the horse, people had messaged me, hey Anthony, would I be able to get a few shares of this horse? Hey Anthony, would I be able to get a few shares of this horse? No problem, because we're going to buy more. And by the time all the dust had settled, we had one horse bought with about 9 shares of him remaining, and it didn't work out the way I had planned. So I apologize. I'll get back to posting them at a designated time, as many of our clients had asked. I want to make sure I know which time is convenient for both our European and other clients abroad and our clients here in Ontario. I suspect that will be somewhere around 7 o'clock at night, but I do have to reach out to some of our, as I said, clients abroad and ask them. So happy with the way things are going so far. We'll go through the entire group of videos, all the horses top to bottom. Very happy. Let's speak of the devil. There's Trevino on green, and his shoes are indeed changed. We'll go through the entire list of horses, talk to you about where they're at, what they're doing, how they've been coming, what time they may be ready to race. I expect all the horses that have been in Ontario for an extended period of time, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks, they'll be ready before the new year, hopefully before Christmas. All the other horses at first part of the year. Again, I continue to get emails from people asking why we're doing it this way, and I think I've made a very good case for it. The simple reason is I'm going to let the horses tell me how good they're going to be in 2025. And the idea that you somehow need 12 weeks off is, to me, absurd. These are athletes, and there's no athlete on planet Earth that takes 3 months and just chills out on the couch. It just doesn't happen. So the horse are going to, unless they, as I said, a horse like Gaslight Hall, where his knees were bothering him last year, I don't mind giving him 8-9 weeks off and bringing him back. That's a different situation. But when it comes to the sheer athleticism of these horses, 6 weeks is more than enough in my estimation. Train them down, get them ready, decide what they are or what they aren't. If they come back and they're really good, no problem. We have more than enough time to shut them down for another few weeks. Just give them another break before their stake season starts. And then if it happens to be Pennsylvania, again, you have that gap in June where there's other stuff going on where you can always rest them a little bit, much like we did with Time Is On My Side last year. So that is your opening video for this week. A lot. I tried to downplay everything. There's a ton going on this week. We're prepping for our open house that will be in December. I will give you the date this week. Before the end of November, you will know the date of the open house. Maybe before the end of next week, actually. That is the end of November. We have our first, we'll see how it goes, first annual Black Friday week sale, and our Black Friday sale for horses of racing age and for our homebreds. Now, I will clarify that, as I said, the homebreds, you can bundle whatever shares you want. Somebody said there's a lot of shares left on the board. Not really. I'm looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 horses with shares available. How's the shares of Tavion Hanover available? Why are they locked? That's weird. I'll unlock the shares of Tavion Hanover right now. I don't know why they're locked, and I don't know why there's any shares left of him. Yeah, that's weird. I suspect these shares will move very, very quickly. When you think about it, the horses that aren't for sale that are on here, my Wicked Heart doesn't count. She's not for sale. Allie's Got Grit is not going to be in any sort of a sale also. So there's 2 horses. And then you have the horses that I'm sure they'll completely sell out on Black Friday. Those are Never Lose Felix, Trevino on green, Fire and Shine for sure, and Southwind Idex. Those horses will likely sell out. So what you're left with are 4 homebreds. Millie's Girl is 5. ACDC, 6. That's the Stay Hungry colt that we have. ACDC, 6. Riding the Rodeo, 7. Simply Chaotic, 8. Dune, 9. And Had to Know, 10. Who's left? Oh, He's a Fearless Peter, 11. So there'll be 11 horses in total left with various amounts of shares. And as I look forward, I suspect Fearless Peter, Tavion Hanover, Had to Know, they'll all be gone. They should all be gone. Simply Chaotic, I don't know how there's shares left in the Trixton horse. They'll likely be gone. So what you're Riding the Rodeo, I'm very surprised there's any shares left of this horse also. So you're going to have very few horses left as we head into the new year with shares available here at the stable. So with that, I'm going to let you go. I'm going to talk to you all very soon. I'm going to go to the barn for a few minutes, talk to my wife, see what's left going on here at the barn, and then try to have fun. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do for the Saturday. Maybe I'll go to the movies. I don't know. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a great Saturday. I hope you have had, I guess when you see this, had a wonderful weekend. And hopefully we all have a great week ahead for our American counterparts. A huge Thanksgiving week coming up. You guys are serious about it. No racing on Thursday anywhere. I'll be back in Ontario to go with the babies and the 2-year-olds turning 3. All the horses on Friday and Saturday of this week coming. I'll be in Ontario. For next week, I'm hoping and looking and seeing if we can get a Monday or Wednesday video day for our babies. The weather's not going to be great either day. So we're trying to look at what makes the most sense, which day makes the most sense. One of those 2 days, hopefully, we can get you videos of all the babies. So with that, I'll let you go. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Take care. Talk soon.